Hello guys, Gameboy Hub here, and today I'm bringing you guys another AI video. Now today, instead of making software, we're gonna be trying to recreate Hytale with some AI models. But before this video starts, I wanted to address a couple of things that I've been seeing in the comments of my last videos. First of all, I am not a coding professional, and I can make mistakes when trying to run the code that ChatGPT or any other LLM gives me. I have learned a lot from the nice comments that I got, where people explained nicely what I did wrong. Secondly, I will be making more software recreation videos, and I mention in each of those that I know that I'm not making an actual OS. I'm just making an HTML recreation of the software's UI. And I've mentioned that in both videos, and I still got comments about it, so please, if you don't want to watch that, if you're actually expecting me to make an installable OS or a game with an engine that you can upload to Steam, please click off the video right now. With that being said, thank you for all the support that I got on those previous videos, so I'll definitely be making more. And today, we're on Abacus AI once again, and you can check them out in the description as always. They offer a bunch of AI LLMs all in one place for only $10 a month, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But yeah, Hytale seems to be a very popular game right now, so today we're gonna put ChatGPT, Gemini, and a few other models against each other to hopefully try to make a playable Hytale clone. So yeah, let's get started with the video. So the first LLM is going to be ChatGPT, as always. So let me just think of a prompt. Okay, and this right here is the first prompt that we're going to use. So let's see what ChatGPT gives us after inputting this. Interestingly, ChatGPT also recommended Deep Agent to us, so we're definitely going to be trying that later. And it is actually coding something, so let's see what it gives us. So ChatGPT just finished coding. So I just pasted all of the code back in, and now it's going to write it into Playground, and let's see what it actually gave us. And here we have Voxel Sandbox, no engine. A tiny Hytale-like prototype, 3D voxel world, break/place blocks, farming inventory, weapons and monsters. No 3JS, single file, so let's start the game. And we can't seem to move around anywhere. However, monsters are hitting us, which is pretty interesting. We can't see it, unfortunately. Whoa, stuff is moving around there quite a lot. Interesting. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to move. Nothing is letting me move. It says WASD, but yeah, we can't do anything. Okay, so this isn't really that usable. However, the 3D capabilities do look okay. We just need to try to add usability to it. So let's close out of this and see what we can expand upon. Okay, so I just wrote this prompt. So let's see if ChatGPT will be able to expand upon what it created. So I'll just paste this in and let's see what it gives us. Okay, so it says our current playground already has everything you asked for. I'm not sure about that. Movement, WASD, jump plus sprint, mouse lock, pointer lock, sort in inventory. Yeah, it doesn't really have anything. Yeah, but in this playground, I'm not able to move. So let's copy the code and see if maybe we will be able to move if we paste it into Microsoft Visual Studio. So I just copied the code. So let's make a new file, text file, and let's paste the code in. And we can go File, Save As, and we'll save it as untitled.html and click Save. And here we have the untitled one HTML, so let's try to open this. Oh, and here we are actually able to look around. So I guess you guys were right about that playground in ChatGPT not being the best environment to use, so I'll just save all of my documents from now on. And we are actually able to break blocks and place them. However, we're not able to choose the block we place. We just place, I'm guessing this is stone. We are able to move and jump and look around. The world isn't great and we can't seem to attack monsters, and we are just falling through the ground. However, it does work, I guess, okay for a ChatGPT game, and yeah, we do just get respawned after a while. So for my next prompt, I'll just tell it to improve on the world generation and make everything a little more smooth. So let's see what it gives us. So I'll just use a simpler prompt like this one and put it in, and let's see what it cooks up. Okay, so it seems to be done. So it says, what it changed so far? Flatter world generation, replace the old bumpy one. Okay, rework the pond so it has a flat water level. Better visuals, fog is now camera relative, added simple gamish correction. Yeah, but it also says right now the monsters are the same blocky blob and the world rendering is still a single opaque pass, so no water. To finish your request, the next edits I would make are... So let's actually copy everything it said right here and paste it into a prompt and just say, please do the following, and let's see if it actually improves upon anything. Okay, so I didn't mention, but I'll give each LLM about 20 minutes. So it has been about 20 minutes, so let's get the code and make a new file, paste it in and save. We'll call it Untitled2 and click save. And let's check out what it made. So I'm pretty sure it didn't actually change anything. So this is about how much ChatGPT can do as for making Hytale. I mean, it did make a 3D game, however, the world is all messed up. You can place blocks, you can even jump at them, you can tower, which is quite cool. But yeah, the monsters are all just a blocky mess. It does have trees, you can break and place blocks, but that's about it. I'm not sure if the inventory can be opened by placing E, and we have dirt, grass, seeds, soil, stone, sword, wood. So if you press number... And when you do place stone, the number is actually going down in the inventory, which is interesting. So to equip something to the first slot, you just need to click on it in the inventory. And now we're supposed to have the sword equipped. And it is telling us that we are swinging the sword, but we can't see it. And I'm pretty sure that... Oh, maybe I am killing the monsters because they do disappear. Hit Frostling. Yeah, well, you can kill them by actually hitting them with a sword. But yeah, this is just a blocky mess, so let's move over to Gemini and see if it has better results. I'll just go ahead and copy the first prompt that I used. And let's move over to Gemini 3 Pro and see what Gemini can cook up from this prompt. So I'll paste this in and let's see what it gives us. Okay, and Gemini was actually pretty quick to finish, so let's get the code and let's see how it runs. So we have voxel quest. WASD to move, space to jump, click to mine attack, right click to build farm. Okay. Nice, so we just fell through that first time, but whoa, would you look at that? Okay, the controls do seem to be inverted since right now I'm pressing W and right now I'm pressing S. Can we jump? Yeah, we can jump, but it is really hard since the controls are inverted. This already looks far better than what ChatGPT gave us. You don't actually have see-through blocks, which is really nice. These are actual blocks. We can mine and break them, and that also works far better than ChatGPT, but you can go in the ground if you look down. Which, I don't know what Gemini was thinking there. Oh, look! We have a little slime. Okay, can we... Oh, no, we are losing health. Oh, no. Oh, no, the slimes are attacking. Okay. Okay, run, 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 run. And yeah, you can break blocks, but I'm pretty sure that we can't place them, and we can't... Oh no, I'm gonna die. Let's see what happens if you die. Let's see if we get a little death screen or something. So you have, this page says game over, refresh to restart. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's fine. I find it funny how you fall down the first time. We don't have the inventory, at least by pressing E. But we can switch to other blocks, which is not very useful since we can't place any of them. But yeah, this is a far better clone looks-wise. We just need to adjust a few things. So let's add another prompt and let's see what it gives us. And yeah, there is a mod for Hytale that features slimes, so maybe it got that from there. But also the first two clones were looking much more like Minecraft than Hytale. But yeah, I guess the two games do have really similar styles, so that's probably why. Okay, let's try to improve on this with another prompt. Okay, so in my next prompt I told you to add a simple inventory system as well as weapons and improve on the block placing mechanics. So let's see if Gemini will be able to do that. Okay, so we got new features in V2, inventory screen, press E to toggle the inventory screen. We've got weapons and tools, added hand model that changes color and shape based on what you're holding. Wow, that's really good. And sword deals more damage to slimes. Nice. And it also improved a bunch of other stuff. So we do have click to mine/attack and right click to build now, and also E for inventory. Okay, and this seems to be our hand, and adding that has definitely worked, but now we're unable to break any blocks, which is definitely not what I wanted. Yeah, now we can't break a single block. Let's see if we can place them though. I don't really think so. Oh, wait, they do get highlighted sometimes, but yeah, you can't. Okay, so we can't break blocks. It just got much harder, apparently, because first you need to highlight it, and that is really hard. Maybe you need to get closer or something. No, you need to be on a specific length, and there are much more slimes, so we are constantly dying. The block placing mechanic also doesn't seem to work, which is unfortunate. Oh wait, yeah, it doesn't seem to work, unfortunately. The inventory does work. You can select different blocks, and when you select them, the inventory just expands. Gemini usually makes stuff look better, but they're much less usable than ChatGPT. The first demo was much better than this one. However, we could at least break blocks over there, but now everything's just bugged completely. Yeah, I don't know what Gemini is on, but this is definitely not the greatest thing that I've ever seen. So yeah, I'll give it one more prompt since it has about 5 minutes left, and then we'll move on to Deep Agent. And here is the last prompt that we're going to use for Gemini. Please, Gemini, cook up something good. Come on, we can do this. It is thinking. It is thinking really hard. So we got changes in V3 right here, but I won't read it. Let's see what it changed. Okay, the inventory screen looks pretty much the same. And okay, the sword does actually have an icon now. So right now we have the sword selected. It hasn't really reverted the block breaking mechanic. It is still really hard to break the blocks. Let's see if we can place them. No. We are still unable to place blocks, so Gemini really can't get the hang of the block placing mechanic, as it seems, and ChatGPT didn't really do that much better. The inventory does look a lot better now. I have no idea why we have circles in it. Let's see what that is, if we can even use it. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Let's see if we can maybe kill the slime. Nope. That is still really difficult, or even... Oh, wait. Okay, I think I did it. So yeah, it is kind of working, but you really need to be on an angle to do anything, which is not the greatest. So yeah, Gemini didn't really do too well, but let's move over to Deep Agent. And you guys also told me that you wanted me to switch out the prompts every now and then, so I'll just write a completely new one for Deep Agent. So this is what my first prompt for Deep Agent is gonna look like. So let's send this in and see what Deep Agent can do. So as always, Deep Agent wants to know more for now. And then in other prompts, I'll tell it to focus on something else. So let's paste this in. So it says the estimating complexity of a task is too high and would use a larger number of your credits. But yeah, let's use the simplified version and see what it creates. And of course, I had to mistype proceed. Oh god. So let's see what Deep Agent cooks up. Yeah, so nothing seems to be working in this little preview window, which is not the greatest. Also, I keep dying because the monsters just keep killing me no matter what. So yeah, it says click anywhere to play, but I just can't really do anything. So I'll just let it convert the game into an HTML file. So let's hope that that might be... So here's the HTML file that it gave us. So let's see if that works any better. And well, it doesn't seem to. We still can't click on anything except the respawn button. Okay, and now we were actually able to click on stuff after downloading the game as an HTML file and running it in our browser. So we can move around. The terrain is not great, to say the least. We do have a few monsters. Let's see if we can hit them with the sword. Nope, we just end up breaking the blocks beneath them, which is kind of useful, I guess. Whoa, how did I die? And yeah, now I can't respawn. Okay, let's reload the entire thing and let's run away. Let's see if we can place the blocks. Yeah, we can. So the block placing mechanic sort of works. Everything is really bugged and see-through, which is not what I was expecting. Let's see if we can tower. Yeah, looks like it can. However, all of the textures are entirely messed up. And we don't have an inventory, of course. We can break stuff with the pickaxe, of course. We can dig down. However, everything is see-through, so it doesn't really look the greatest. Okay, so this is all that Deep Agent could do, as it seems. The functionality is better than the Gemini version, but I think this is by far the worst looking one. So let's move on to Claude next, which is an AI that I've never used before. So let's see what it can do in terms of creating a Hytale clone. So let's switch over to Claude Opus 4.5 and let's make it create Hytale. So this is the first prompt that I'm going to use for Claude Opus 4.5, so let's see what it gives us. And it got straight to coding, which is good. Let's wait and see. Okay, and Claude just finished creating it, so let's download it and see what it did. Well, yeah, it did nothing. We can't do anything. Everything is black. None of the controls work. Huh, that's really interesting. Okay, I guess let's use another prompt to maybe help fix this. This is what I typed, so let's see if Claude can maybe fix itself. So it says that it updated the game, but I can't see anything. It only really updated the hotbar up here. I'm gonna download it and try to run it, but yeah, you just can't do anything. Pressing space, pressing WASD, pressing the mouse button, click to play. Where am I supposed to click? Yeah, nothing works. Which is a shame. I thought that Claude is capable of creating something, but it's just running in this loop where it can't even create anything playable. So yeah, let's move on to Grok for our last AI and see if it is able to create something good. So I'm not sure which Grok I should use. We have Grok 4.1 fast, we have Grok 4 and Grok code fast. So maybe this code one would be good for this use. I don't know, you guys can tell me in the comments, but let's see if Grok can make Hytale from scratch. So I just copied the prompt that I used for ChatGPT, and we have, I'm redirecting you to Deep Agent because this is a complex development request involving a full 3D game with multiple advanced features like world generation, physics, inventory, and AI, which requires specialized tools. Yeah, so Grok just straight up refuses to make a full 3D game. So let's see if we can switch to Grok 4.1 fast and see if that makes a difference. And this time I will use a different prompt. So I'll go for a more simple prompt like this and see if it will maybe cook up something. Okay, it started doing something, which is good, I guess. So let's see what it produces. So that was done quite quickly. So let's copy this code, make a new file right here and paste the code in and save as HTML, save it on the desktop. I'll call it Untitled 3 and save it. And let's see if it runs. Okay, we've got Hytale block world. We can switch between blocks right here. We have left click to place the block. We have mouse to look around, but okay, so by pressing WASD, we can move around at least a little bit. However, this is just absolutely... We can scroll to zoom. What if we zoom out fully? Okay, we do get a sort of a blocky feature, but yeah, this is just not Hytale at all. So yeah, I'm not even going to try to expand on this because this is just too bad. I don't think that Grok will be able to make anything better than this. But yeah, so Claude and Grok were a big failure. Deep Agent, ChatGPT, and Gemini did definitely make the best ones. Personally, I'd give the crown to ChatGPT for functionality, but I will crown Gemini the winner for the overall looks of the game. So yeah, I guess those results are pretty standard. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. It is a bit different than what I usually do with AI, so let me know if you like this one. Let me know in the comments which game you want me to make next. Also, please check out my Twitter and Instagram, and we do have a join button now, so for as low as $1 a month you can become a member on the channel, and you get some pretty cool perks with that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.